How deep is Newon Mountain's resentment towards Luo Feng? Despite the complete annihilation of his army, he persisted for over 4,000 years. Newon Mountain's family stumbled upon the treasure planet, Earth, believing they could easily claim it as their own. However, due to Luo Feng's presence, Newon Mountain's family's several attempts to conquer Earth ended in failure, with even their most proud disciple, Luo, suffering a bitter defeat. How could Newon Mountain not harbor such deep hatred towards Luo Feng? Thus, even after the total annihilation of his army, Newon Mountain persisted for over 4,000 years. In an attempt to seize Earth, the Newon Mountain family launched repeated attacks, each ending in failure. Perhaps due to the irresistible allure of the treasure or the high cost of silence, despite several failures, Newon Mountain never abandoned their quest for the treasure. He believed that as long as he dispatched powerful enough disciples, they could succeed. Eventually, he even sent the second clan leader, Newon, along with their most outstanding disciple, Luo, both of whom were at the cosmic level 6 and 8, respectively. However, the outcome did not unfold as Newon Mountain had expected. Luo Feng acquired a cosmic level 9 servant, Fang. Newon was killed before he could react, and although Luo was stronger, he still fell to Fang after a prolonged struggle, ultimately becoming Luo Feng's servant. With one dead and the other subservient, Newon Mountain was left without any response. The prolonged silence made Newon Mountain increasingly anxious. His brows furrowed, his eyes reddened as he stared at the screen, afraid of missing any message. But the screen remained unresponsive, and if Newon and Luo had succeeded, they would have already received a response. There was only one explanation left: they had encountered an accident. Newon Mountain couldn't help but entertain this thought, shaking his head repeatedly, unwilling to admit it. After all, Luo was his most outstanding disciple, and dealing with a mere Earth should not have posed a problem. Newon Mountain grew increasingly anxious, but all he could do was wait. Time passed, minutes turned into hours, and still, after 2 hours, there was no news from Newon and Luo. Newon Mountain's complexion visibly darkened, and he let out a hoarse roar from deep in his throat, then swept his hand, smashing all the utensils on the table. 3 years of planning, all in vain, with many disciples lost, especially the loss of Newon and Luo, dealt a severe blow to the Newon Mountain family. How could Newon Mountain not hate Luo Feng? His eyes were cold, fists clenched, unaware of the indentation on his palms, muttering 2 words through gritted teeth: Luo Feng. At this moment, Newon Mountain's anger towards Luo Feng was so intense that even tearing him limb from limb would not alleviate his hatred. However, someone who could easily defeat Luo was at least a cosmic level 9, perhaps even a domain lord. With such formidable strength, they could easily take away the mechanical clan spaceship Newon Mountain desired, and even if he, Newon Mountain, personally intervened, he might not be able to defeat them to obtain the treasure. The more Newon Mountain thought, the angrier he became, his hatred towards Luo Feng growing stronger. Perhaps it was this deep-seated hatred that sustained Newon Mountain, allowing him to persist for over 4,000 years and even break through the bottleneck that had plagued him. Newon Mountain was also a legendary figure, gifted and skilled in teaching disciples. He single-handedly founded the Newon Mountain family, earning the title of Giant Axe Holder and receiving special attention from the 100 Tiger Building. However, his cultivation had remained at the cosmic 9th level, and as his life approached its end, he had been unable to advance further. After becoming enemies with Luo Feng, he finally broke through the bottleneck. Although Newon Mountain's hatred towards Luo Feng was unrelenting, he knew how vast the gap between them was, especially after seeing Luo Feng shine in the cosmic genius battles. Newon Mountain feared that Luo Feng would come looking for trouble, so he immediately left the family headquarters and went into hiding on a remote and harsh planet. The genius battle was far from over at this moment, and seeing Luo Feng's ranking temporarily lagging behind, Newon Mountain couldn't help but sneer, mocking Luo Feng, believing he deserved to be at the bottom and take a hard fall. However, Newon Mountain soon found himself unable to laugh. In the end, Luo Feng surged to 3rd place in the overall rankings, becoming a core member of the Virtual Universe Company. Newon Mountain felt that everything was over. If his whereabouts were discovered by Luo Feng, he would surely be doomed. Gritting his teeth, Newon Mountain could only choose to continue lurking. Unless his strength surpassed Luo Feng's, he could not afford to show himself in front of Luo Feng. In order to quickly increase his strength, Newon Mountain's ice flashed with cold light. Finally, he chose to go to the extraterritorial battlefield to enhance himself. Newon Mountain was also a decisive person, leaving the planet immediately and heading to the extraterritorial battlefield. After 4,000 years of life and death trials in the extraterritorial battlefield, Newon Mountain's strength skyrocketed, not only breaking through the bottleneck but also reaching the 3rd level of the Domain Lord. However, Newon Mountain could only stop at the 3rd level. Because of his special connection with Feng, the two met in the extraterritorial battlefield. Newon Mountain knew he was no match for Feng and sought to preserve himself using the rules of the army. However, Feng would not let go of this perfect opportunity for revenge. Pretending to fight the enemy, he deliberately directed his sword energy towards Newon Mountain, causing Newon Mountain to perish on the spot before he could even scream. After over 4,000 years of life and death trials, Newon Mountain's efforts ultimately came to naught. Upon learning that Feng had become the Lord of Earth, Newon Mountain exploded in rage. He then unexpectedly ordered his disciple, Law, to go after Feng's family. In the latest episode of Swallowed Star, Feng successfully withdrew a large sum of money using the first bank account provided by teacher Huyanbo. Subsequently, tempted by the money, the officials at the Empire office processed the paperwork for Feng to purchase Earth in just over 3 hours. When Feng became the Lord of Earth, he couldn't wait to contact Vast Star through the virtual universe to learn about Earth's situation. By this time, Earth was completely under the control of Law, and humanity had only 12 hours to consider. If no high-level humans intervened, Earth would become a slave planet. Upon learning this, Feng immediately appeared above the 6 major survival bases on Earth through a 3-dimensional projection. The 3-dimensional projection was massive, visible even from 100 miles away. At this moment, Feng cordially greeted the Newon Mountain family. Greetings to the Newon Mountain family of the Karo Empire. I am Feng. Just recently, the planet you are on, Earth, has become my territory. Feng's resounding voice echoed over the entire Earth. Faced with this sudden change, the members of the Newon Mountain family, who were previously arrogant, excited, and proud, were all stunned. Some stared at their screens, while others looked at the huge projection in the sky, which seemed like a godly figure. In the projection, Feng was speaking confidently, and beside him appeared the proof of ownership of the territory. In his speech, Feng specifically cited the loss of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Now that he had become the Lord of Earth, he owned Earth. If the warriors of the Newon Mountain family did not evacuate Earth promptly, they would face the onslaught of the Black Dragon Mountain Empire's army. At this moment, humans on Earth, whether protesting on the streets or hiding at home, could hear Feng's voice. Feng's words undoubtedly brought hope to humanity. The Black Dragon Mountain Empire was a higher-level existence than the Karo Empire. Although the Newon Mountain family had significant influence in the Karo Empire, they dared not openly violate imperial law when facing the Lord of Earth, Feng. Upon learning that Earth already had a lord, the Newon Mountain Patriarch was even more furious, cursing loudly. However, despite La's teacher, Yuku Newon, being very angry, he dared not openly violate imperial law. Therefore, he ordered Law to withdraw. It is worth mentioning that when leaving Earth, the Newon Mountain family made a foolish move. They appeared to leave Earth by spacecraft but secretly returned to Earth, intending to take action against Feng's family and try to extract information about the whereabouts of the Golden Horn Behemoth from Feng's wife, Su Xian. This was undoubtedly a suicidal act, and in the future, Feng would surely make the entire Newon Mountain family pay the price. The Newon Mountain squad coveted Earth, eyeing the mechanical clan spaceship and the Golden Horn Behemoth. Feng thwarted their plans, demonstrating the strength of the Golden Horn Behemoth and subduing by Kalior. While the spaceship was valuable, Feng found it difficult to use and stored it temporarily with Bobator. When the Newon Mountain squad learned that Earth was an unclaimed planet but possessed a mechanical clan spaceship and had sightings of Golden Horn Behemoth juveniles, they harbored greed to claim Earth as their own. Despite numerous plans being disrupted by Feng, the Newon Mountain family refused to give up on the mechanical clan spaceship. So what were the benefits of this spaceship that made Newon Mountain so concerned? After a simple inspection of the spaceship, Boba Tar told Luo Feng that both the power system and the attack weapons of the spaceship were basically intact. However, the most important thing was the value of the spaceship itself. It's worth noting that in the recent treasure battle in the interstellar boundary, all the treasures combined amounted to only 200 mixed element units, while this spaceship alone was worth 1 or 2,000 mixed element units. Moreover, due to the spaceship's maneuverability, Luo Feng could easily protect himself when facing strong enemies by entering it. Coupled with the spaceship's super attack system, Luo Feng could easily kill domain lord level experts. Additionally, it could be sold directly, but for Luo Feng at present, he wouldn't do such a foolish thing, as he was certainly not short of money now. Unfortunately, Luo Feng couldn't use the spaceship openly yet, as its value was too high, and even immortal experts would covet it. It was something Luo Feng couldn't handle at the moment, so he could only leave it with Boba Tar for the time being, just like the Yunchen star.